What's going on, world? This is Juice from the Cuse, and you're in Cory's Corner. Today, my guest is Reno Rx. His album Gin Pop is on all major platforms, and his single Big Shot, which is on all major platforms. So, what's up, man?
Peace. What's up, man? Yo, thank you for having me on, man. But the people don't know is this is my dog from way back, dog, like for real.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, we go way
fire, yo.
back from the
Hell
days
yeah.
of the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's just jump right into it, bro. First, like, what was your creative process in creating not just Gin Pop, but like all your albums? Because I know not just being a rapper, you're also a producer also. So like, what's your process in that sense?
The process for me, because I'm a producer and also a rapper and I engineer myself, is to never stop. Because for me, sometimes I hit a block with the writing, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Or like I just won't be coming up with any good beats for a minute, or something. Anything can happen, and for me, it's to stay fluid. If the beats ain't coming right now, you jump to the writing. The writing ain't coming, engineer something. Like always, stay moving towards the goal, even if you gotta hit them with a lateral pass. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
keep it pushing.
Okay. Okay. Exactly. And for like people that, because I know you and I know the era of hip hop that we grew up in, who would people compare your style and your sound to?
Oh man, the funny shit is I get there are two different answers for that question. So people say I sound like Raekwon, which I never thought before niggas were saying it. Now I can't
Okay.
unhear it. And people compare me to like Nas or I've been compared to Rakim. I'm from that school though, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it does because like when I hear your style, and it's funny because they say Raekwon, but it's funny, it kind of reminds me of like Jizza, Inspector Deck. I can hear the Rakim, and I definitely can hear the Nas because us being from Queens, you have like that sound, even like the Mob Deep, you have like that gritty Queens, New York sound, you know what I mean? And that's what's dope. And then the lyrics, of course, I see where like how the Nas and the Rakim, comparison. But when I was listening to it, I hear a lot of that Jizza and Inspector Deck, you know what I mean? So it's all in all, that's still a dope caliber of people to be
Yeah,
compared
yeah,
to, you know?
yeah, yeah. Every one of those guys we just named drop classics. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I'll take
exactly. Okay,
it.
so let me ask you, who are your influences? Who've influenced you like coming up into, in hip hop?
Um, so it's more like moments with me. Like an example of that would be a big influence is KRS-One when he dropped Love's Gonna Get You.
Okay.
Like, I'm from Queens, so I'm not gonna gravitate towards KRS-One naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that is to me one of that no, that is probably the most perfect hip hop song ever made. It still has all the elements of shit like today. I could nerd out and break it down. I like a lot of shit when you get into the technical aspects because I'm a producer also. So that moment, Love's Gonna Get You was crazy. The whole Mama Said Knock You Out album, this nigga dropped like 7 singles off that album.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Videos
Yeah.
that I've never seen no shit like that. Of course, like you said, Wu Tang, I think in '92 when they dropped that album, Illmatic, even though it was written was better to me, in my
Uh-huh.
opinion.
Yeah.
But things like that, you know what I mean? Royal Flush too. Let's not forget him
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly. Exactly. Okay, that's dope. So I wonder this because you're an independent artist. Do you prefer staying the independent route, or if the opportunity presented itself to go major, would you go major, and like why or why not? I guess I could say.
So as of right now, my answer is I would stay independent because I
Okay.
like the freedom that brings, the creative freedom, and this is fun to me. Like I don't do this as a job, and my fear is that the minute it becomes a job, I won't be as into it as I am now. And I worked for mad years out here hustling and grinding so that I could have a day where it's like, all right, even though it's kind of backwards, but he's like, all right, I'm 44, let me relax. I'm gonna drop these rap shits now.
Yeah.
I don't, because I can't do this starving artist thing. Like I said, my oldest 20, 24.
Okay.
So I had her when I was 21, and it's, 20, I can't, I couldn't do the starving artist thing. So
Yeah.
that's why,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And you see a lot of issues that artists go through with the major label. And like you said, with the independent, you have that freedom to kind of function and move around the way you want to, because so many major labels, they put that pigeonhole, not in a bad way, but in the same time, it's like they want you to go the direction that they feel, well, we're pumping the money into you, so this is what you should do. Whereas independent artists, you do have that freedom to breathe.
Right. And it's alone also, you know what I'm saying? I don't recommend going to college right after high school if you're not
Mhm.
financially secure anymore. That college ain't a young man's game no more. Guess what? Neither is the rap game. Little
Yeah.
bit to fly that out too. But hey man, listen, you could go for it and be a broke artist, or you could work and have something to go in the game mean.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, because you said the hip hop is not a young man's game, which I understand that, how do you feel the evolution of music has come from the time when you started to where it is today?
I think I love it. The short answer is I love it. But I've heard that question in different forms before, and I don't think it's fair because like on the evolutionary scale, hip hop hasn't been here for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah,
hasn't had the chance to do the things these other genres have,
exactly.
and still we've done more than they could have ever hoped to in the same time frame.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, it's a loaded question.
Yeah, yeah, it is because when you look at it, man, like hip hop has, remember when it first started, this was a genre they didn't expect or think or wanted to be around this long. You know what I mean? And then the impact that it's had from the fashion, the talk, the walk, everything. It is such a massive impact on the entire world that. So I definitely get that though.
You know what it is, man? It's just like when the Moors came through and civilized those European nations. Black culture is always going to permeate through whatever hardships, whatever errors it is. And it's funny because white people made hip hop by taking those music programs out of the schools. Now we can't learn instruments. How are we going to create? We make
Exactly.
hip hop,
Yeah.
and like it can't be stopped. We're beautiful people, and we make the dopest shit ever in the history of Earth.
Exactly, exactly. So my other question is like, well, what's next for you? What do you have going as far as like more albums, shows? I know you have the single Big Shot, so what's kind of next?
So Big Shot is a single off the Savant album, which is produced by a French producer named Digger. You can catch him on Instagram at Digger the Digger. We did a project before my second release, which was called The Living God. We got that project about to drop. I just dropped a little snippet yesterday because I wasn't sure when I was gonna drop it, but people was feeling it. I forget what it's called. I'll be honest. I got so many songs in the vault. I'll be forgetting. I don't know the names, the lyrics, but I think that's next up. I also have a project coming out with a producer named Thieve,
Okay,
who is a part of a production group called Nostalgic Noise out of Rochester, New York. Him, Troop, Gary Holloman, I want to believe. I hope I didn't mess that up.
okay,
And another kid I don't remember, but they're incredibly talented. I met them through Edo. Got an album coming out with Jay Styles, a friend of
okay,
both of ours.
okay,
Yeah, he produced that whole album. That one's called Jermaine. I have another album coming out with Fred Ones,
okay.
another great friend of ours. That album's called Quasar. Um, Yeah, just drop it. I'm taking a light for 2025. I'm celebrating fresh off that court win. I just had a mean court win, bro.
Okay,
Like,
congratulations, man.
thank you. Yeah, so right now I'm just doing my tour. Right now, I'm doing my
That's
victory lap
good
right
though.
now.
Staying busy, man. Staying active.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So outside of the music, besides family, what other things do you do? Like what's something that Reno RX likes to get into?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I only do three things, good brother.
All
You
right.
mentioned
Go
two of
ahead
them:
for
family,
'em.
family music, and working out. Man, I go hard with the powerlifting. That's
Oh,
it,
really?
man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, man. First of all, I'm on this chest shit right now. I'm not doing no more barbells, but chest, my chest, the shit is revolutionary. All barbells right now. I use a pair of 150s because it's kind of hard to get higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Yeah.
like even them shits was like a little under a rack. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm not rich, but yeah, I do all barbells so I could get deep, and I don't want to use those stabilizer muscles or nothing either.
Exactly.
So be doing that. I'm heavy on the deadlifts. The deadlifts, you listen. So I'm in the condo now, right? But I
Uh-huh.
got the gym in the crib. So
Okay.
I thought I was being cool. I didn't want to hit the ground on a deadlift. So I come about a quarter inch from the ground. It's actually better than a real deadlift because I
Yeah.
never ever relieved the weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never, so yeah, man,
Because
my deadlift
deadlifts
right
is such an explosive exercise, you know what I mean? So that's very true. Okay, so that's
it's
cool.
important.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, you go ahead, please, please.
So powerlifting, what that journey, how has that been for you?
Not good. It started out rough.
Yeah, I can
You know what I mean?
imagine.
Like I've been working out for a while. Yeah, I've been working out for a while, but when I moved to Vermont, that's where I live now.
Okay.
You got to think for people sometimes. A lot of racism out here,
Okay.
and the reaction I get, there's a lot of road rage, especially too. So
Hmm.
the reaction I get when I'm my natural weight, which is closer to 200, versus now when I'm at 330, it thinks for people. Because when I get out the car, they like, nah, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to shoot them or lose a fight badly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the weight is more of an intimidation factor. I love the outcome, the origins. I don't love so much, but good shit comes from bad shit all the time.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's good, man. Well, yo, keep at it, man. I definitely want to hear more, and see more. So, how can people go about getting in contact with you? And of course, I'm gonna post all your info, but how can, people, get in touch with you?
Well, Step, so you could catch me at Reno underscore RX underscore on Instagram. My music is available, Reno RX, on all platforms, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. You go to YouTube, type my name, and I come up. I rock specifically with my brother paperchaser.com, so it would benefit us both if y'all went to his page if you wanted to view my stuff, but you could go anywhere and view it. Spotify, like I say, yeah, I'm on every platform. I have 6 projects out right now, and probably 6 or 7 dozen features on other shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. So the last thing, bro, just let them know what show you on, man.
Yo, I'm on Cory's Corner. You heard?
Yeah, buddy. My brother, thank you so much, man. I appreciate this.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on, man. We got to build later on.
Definitely. Be good, bro.
All right, bro.